Welcome to the Kuwa Fitness and Lifestyle Podcast, your guide to a vibrant, healthy, and transformative lifestyle. Let's move our boomsies.
Woo! Welcome back to Kukuwa Fitness and Lifestyle Podcast, where we discuss all things health, fitness, and lifestyle. Today, we have a very special topic about holistic healing. We are unlocking the body's natural power to heal itself. And we're here with my dear sister Sam and Mama Kuks herself, who guided Sam back to health and life with traditional natural medicines through juicing and other things that we're going to dive deep into today. So this is very intimate, and we're excited to hear Sam's story, to hear how Mama Kuks healed her, and to hear how you can heal yourself as well. So let's start out. Sam, can you tell us when you first heard about lupus, how did you feel?
Well, I got diagnosed really well. Hi, first, hello. I'm Samantha. When I first got diagnosed, I was very young. I was 11 years old when I got diagnosed. So prior to my diagnosis, I was getting sick here and there, and I would go to the pediatrician and they would say like, oh, you have protein in your urine, or oh, you have inflammation, but there was no real diagnosis until I was 11 years old. And then at 11 years old, I had a rash around my face, all the upper side, and I had vomiting and diarrhea for like 3 days. So I just thought I had a cold or maybe like a stomach virus or something that was causing the vomiting and diarrhea, and that I was probably having like some kind of allergic reaction on my face. So I didn't really grasp what was happening. And then when we went to the pediatrician and they did the test and they said lupus, we had never heard of lupus before. So I kind of thought it was made up and fake at first because I never heard of it. But I like to research things when I don't understand or know what they are. So even at 11 years old, I tried to look up as much information as I could on lupus and figure it out what it was and where it originates and everything.
Okay. And so when you were admitted to the hospital, what was that like?
I would say initially it was scary just because I was young, but I think when you're in pediatrics, the doctors try to make it really comfortable for you, and they bring around things that are like kid friendly and they're really nice and they always make jokes and things like that. So they try to make you as comfortable as possible, even though it's such an uncomfortable situation. So you're scared at first, but then they like make you feel okay about it.
Mama Kooks, how is it for you knowing that your youngest child is in the hospital for a sickness, autoimmune sickness that we don't really know much about, or we don't know about the cure? How were you feeling? What were the thoughts going through your head? And yes.
It was a shocker to begin with because I had Samantha perfectly with nothing wrong with her as a baby. So for this to happen, I was like, what? Where are we going? So, with my belief, I already started praying, asking God, show me what this is. And yes, we had to go through the hospital and all the agony of it all. But to answer your question, it was a shocker to me and to you and the whole family, actually. Mm-hmm.
And what was your initial thought in terms of healing? Did you want to go with what the doctor said initially? Was there a turning point where you said, okay, I have to do another way? What was that?
So I not initially didn't think I could do it by myself because I did not understand what lupus was. I did not know what it was. I wasn't thinking traditional medicine or holistic, nothing. Being in the States, I thought, well, let's go we rushed her to the hospital the ER first of all. So they were already hooking her up tubes and doing what they could do. And I was studying it and thinking maybe they know what they're doing. But at about a week, that week within the hospital, I started praying and thinking, I think I need to turn this around holistic, because they kept doing tests, and wanted to find out what it was, as they themselves were not sure. And so, as you know, it went from 1 week to the month. But within the month, I knew I had to pull her out. So that's when I think the holistic medicine for me stepped in.
And Sam, for you, what was it when the doctor said, "Hey, we've done all we can do. You know, you basically have 2 weeks." How was that? What was going through your head? What did you think? What were you thinking?
Surprisingly, I wasn't scared. I was actually fine, because I was praying the whole time, even when I got diagnosed, and there was a comfort that was just internal, that I knew I was going to get better. God reassured me that I was going to get better. So even though I was hearing what they were saying and things were happening, and yes, the pain was there, so like it was uncomfortable and painful, but like I wasn't scared. I knew that it wasn't going to happen. I knew that I was going to get better. Didn't know how, but I just knew that somehow I was going to get better.
And Mama Kooks, how did it look like for you when the doctor said, "That's all we can do. There's nothing else we can do"? When you realized that you had to pull her out, what did that look like? And what was the process?
So yeah, when the doctor said we've done everything, and mind you, we had been to 8 hospitals already, and they had so many tests they had performed on her, and they said, finally, we really cannot do anything. They came up with the diagnosis as lupus. I said, you know what, it's time to go home on this. So I got her out of the hospital, brought her home, and started, implementing the holistic way. Again, I fasted and prayed, and I know by the grace of God who helped me through it. Because then I knew, I started remembering what I had learned as a little girl, what you do to detox your body, holistic way, and how you feed your body so that it can regenerate or reset itself by juicing. So I went out and bought the juicer, and I bought a water purifier, and I think one more thing I did was to buy a blender, because you need both. But then I brought her home and started implementing all that, and some vitamins, and then she just started getting better week by week by week. But I still believe that it was by the grace of God, and also with the holistic methods, it brought Samantha back.
So, first, there's many people who are going through, similar situations, and they're like, where do I begin? Where do I start? What was that method? What was that process? From the moment that you brought her home and you did the juicing and got the water purifier, what does the process look like week to week? How long does it take? When did she start seeing, improvements? What did the juicing look like? What kind of ingredients? Just kind of walk us through that.
Before she goes, I just want to say, because there's a part before even that step happens. If you are currently in the hospital or dealing with something, your doctors are going to try to have you continue with the traditional medicines. Like, that part of it is where they scare you into, like, if you do this, you could die. If you don't listen, all these things. So, like, that is a vital part too, because you have to mentally prepare yourself to go the holistic route and not be scared by what the doctors are telling you, and try to go this route on your own, or with help. But it's just the doctors will tell you like, this is not safe, you're stepping out without any guidance, like those kind of things. And it is where they're trying to scare you into staying on the traditional medicine, staying in the hospital. So that first piece of like committing to going the naturopathic way is a thing too.
And how was that for you? What was your, when the doctors were pushing back, how were you feeling? What made you commit to going the natural holistic way?
I mean, lucky for me, I have a really strong support system, and my mom, she assured me that like this was something that was given to her spiritually, and like everything else that we've tried traditionally has not been working, and so we can try this as well and see where it takes us. And that alone to me was like, let's go ahead and do it, because I was in such a bad state that if we tried everything in the hospital, you're just going to keep trying more drugs, you're going to just keep trying more pokes and sticks and everything. Why not try naturopathic, right? Also, again, when God's involved, it makes everything 10 times better. So with that behind us, it just allowed me to step out on the faith that this would work and that we can go in this direction. And at the same time, the doctors will say all this stuff to you, but they are committed to helping save lives. So if you go out and something happens to you, they still have to help you. I mean, if you needed to come back to the hospital at any time, you're welcome to do that, and they still have to help you. So you're not technically on your own. It's better to go out and try this and really commit to it. And if you really needed something in the hospital or something happened to you, you can always, revisit the hospital.
And so, okay. No, thank you for that advice. I'm sure so many people really need to know um, exactly how that feels and that works. What kept you motivated and not falling into a depression or falling into giving up?
Well, it was really hard at first for me because I really like to indulge in different foods, and I like sweets, and I like things that aren't the best health wise. I mean, red meat is amazing, tastes really good, but it's also hard to digest. It's really hard on your system. So it was really hard transitioning to things that are healthy when you've been doing unhealthy practices for a long time. And when you are in a healthy state, you don't always think about like, how much salt intake does this have, or how many, how much preservatives, or what is this, or is it wild caught versus farm raised, those kind of things. You don't think about that when you're healthy, because you're like, I'm eating for nourishment, I'm eating to feel good. But when you're sick, you have to watch every little thing and every little detail. So it is hard to transition, because you start to think like, oh my gosh, what have I been eating all this time? And then now what can I eat that is going to sustain me, because I like these things and I have to switch to these things. So it is a hard transition, but again, my support system was really strong, and they kept reassuring me that like, it's okay. My family members actually did it with me. My mom especially cut her diet and did some of the juicing and did some of the restrictions that I had just to help me get through it. My friends came to visit me while I was going through the process, just to encourage me and let me know like it's temporary. So having a really strong support system is really good, because you can mentally encourage yourself and say like, you can do it, but there is a time when like the lows kick in and you feel like sad or gets to you. So having people around you just encouraging you and letting you know how strong you are, and that you're really, doing it and kicking lupus's butt, and or whatever issue you have going on, is really helpful.
Thank you for sharing that. It's true. The support system is everything. So, Mama Cooks, can you tell us, go into the process The do's and don'ts that Sam was talking about. What were the absolute do's and don'ts in order for this to work? And then step 1, step 2, step 3, and then the final healing step. Like, what do those steps look like? If you could take us through the do's and the don'ts, and then the initial step of, getting the supplies, and then the detoxing and the juicing and the different steps.
Okay, so it's critical when you've been given 2 weeks to live, as Samantha was given, and you have to really act fast. You also have to be consistent with what you're doing. So the first step when she came home was for me to get a juicer, a real good juicer, a good blender, and a water purifier. These 3 machines or gadgets, I call them. These are 3 important things to get, because they're the ones that will heal you literally immediately. I took her off all foods, everything she ever knew, every food she was eating. I took her off of that and started juicing right away. And when I say juicing, I was juicing things like spinach, kale, cucumber, celery, beets, and carrots. These were the main ingredients that I was juicing for her. And even when I put a little ginger in there, I didn't make it too much, because she might not have been able to handle a whole lot of ginger within her condition, but she needed that green juice. So I actually did not add the beets till after the 2nd week. The first week was just the greens, which I just said is kale, spinach, cucumber, celery, and you juice those. Now, she did not like the taste, so I had to add a green apple. A green Granny Smith apple is something that you add to make it a little bit sweeter for the person who is ingesting it. So I added the green apple, and she had that for the whole week. And immediately, really, just the juicing. Remember, I said I stopped every food. So she was just juicing, drinking. I was just juicing and she was drinking it. And not even blending yet, just juicing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the whole week. Come the end of the week, in 5 days, you could see her a little bit stronger. In other words, her hands, which were curled in, started moving a little bit more, just tiny. We're not there yet. Her feet, that was, in the wheelchair where she couldn't even move her legs at all, or all her feet, slight movement. So then you continue doing the same thing 2nd week. Okay, you still stay with the green juice 2nd week. Then now you start implementing like vitamins, because the vitamins she's getting in the juicing, but the vitamins that I added to it were probiotics, of course, and omega oils. And she was taking some omega oils, even drinking olive oil, which I would put in there and blend it with that, because Samantha didn't like a lot of things, but I could sort of hide it into the juice and give it. Even the vitamins that she did not like, I would break the capsule and put it into the juicing so that she wouldn't see it, and then she would drink it. But 2nd week got even better. 3rd week got much, much better. By about the 3rd week, her hands that started like this started opening up. Her feet that was dropped started picking up slightly. So you could see the development, you could see the improvement. And again, no food, only juicing. I then started by the 3rd week implementing smoothies. I was making smoothies for her so that, she could get a little bit more dense food into her body, plus the juicing. So I did not stop the juicing. I added beets to the juicing by the 3rd week, and then I added the smoothies. And smoothies, I was putting banana, and then adding also carrots in there, and things like ashwagandha and moringa and baobab and all these good things and mushrooms, all these in powder form I was adding in there to make it strong and build her immune system. The whole point about when you want to heal somebody is the immune system. Once you can build that immune system, the person gets stronger. By the 4th week, when I had implemented, of course, the smoothies along with the juices and the vitamins, she got strong. Her arms were opened up even more. Her leg that was dropped, and there was a dropped leg, it was even up a little bit better. She still wasn't walking, but hey, we've gotten somewhere from nothing at all from the hospital where the person was given only 2 weeks to look, a flower that was dying that is now up and living. Her feet was straight, a little bit better. Her hands were open. Okay, her eyes in the beginning were way back here. Okay, deep. She had really changed color, so dark, like it was really bad. But you could see everything coming back, you know, life back into her body as I kept doing this and implementing, ingesting this. She ingested this, what I was preparing. So 1 month went by. 2nd month, we did not eat again. We were still juicing. I was adding more there and more smoothies. So it was side by side, the juicing and the smoothies and then the vitamins. So you're saying by now, whoa, she's not eating any solid food. No. The vision that I got and the holistic medicine healing that I know was to take her off of everything and just give her this. And I tell you, that is really what brought her back to life. She did not eat solid food or even salads. I started giving her salads the 3rd month. She started eating salads by then. So this is the process that I took her through. And in my Kuwa Vizuri book, I have that step by step in my Kuwa Vizuri book. I also have that also online on our website, just so that it can help you build your immune system and get you from unhealthy state back to a healthier state.
Okay, so you said the Kuwa Vizuri online. What is that, a program? Is that what exactly does that entail? And people who are going through what Sam had gone through and need the step-by-step healing process, they can just get it from your book, or is there another program? You said online.
So the Kuwa Vizuri, and Kuwa Vizuri means to be well in Swahili. So I named it Kuwa Vizuri. The Kuwa Vizuri is a book I've written. You can get it online on Amazon, published there. You can also, and the book will take you through. The book is a quick read. It's a step-by-step. But if you actually want videos and you want to know how to make the juices, or the salads, or what to drink, what to eat, the exercises to do, because that's another thing I didn't mention. She was exercising, doing Kukuwa African dance, but very nice and slow and progressively building on. All of that is in a program also called Kuwa Vizuri on our website. And you can actually purchase that and go in there, and it will give you the step-by-step. And when I say step-by-step, it's 90 days how I healed Samantha through holistic methods of healing. But let me not forget to tell you, I was praying and fasting alongside, because you need God in this.
Amen. Thanks for letting us know about that. Thanks for everybody needs to know. Sam, how did you feel as you literally saw your life transforming? What was it doing to you? What did it renew your faith in holistic healing? What was that change for you mentally?
It definitely let me see that, like, every medication or everything that you're given traditionally can be translated naturally. Like, if you are looking for something to strengthen your legs. If you're looking for something to help you with your kidneys or mobility or whatever, there's always a natural component that you can take other than just a pill. I know sometimes pills are easier for people. After my kidney transplant, I've had to take a lot of pills just for repair, but again, there's a lot of equivalent in the natural. So that definitely was awakening for me. And then again, not everything's going to taste good and not everything's going to be something that you like. But if you know it's healing you, sometimes you just got to hold your nose and take it back so that you can get the healing that you need. The juicing didn't always taste the best to me because, again, as my mom mentioned, she only was able to put in one green apple and everything else was just veggies, and it wasn't always the best. But I just held my nose and I drank it back. And when you see the results, it's almost like people who work out every day. And when you start to see those results of like you're cutting weight or you're getting muscles or your abs are shaping or whatever, you start to feel great and the endorphins hit in and you want to continue to do it. It's the same thing. Once you start to see your healing, once you start to feel better, you have more mobility, you aren't in as much pain, you want to do it more, you want to continue with it. And so that is something that, again, I came to the conclusion of. Because at first, again, it was really challenging. But then as I saw that, like, oh, I don't have to take as many medicines in a day if I do this naturopathic way, or if I drink this juice versus this. So just awakening of, like, there's other methods and there's easier, different things that you can do to just maintain a healthy lifestyle that will keep you out of pain and keep you out of the hospital.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you both for sharing. Just, we want to leave some words of advice for our listeners, or just one thing that you wish somebody told you before you got diagnosed, before all of this whole thing happened. What's something that you wish somebody told you before that you could tell somebody now who is about to go through it, is going through it, or wants to prevent it?
I would say that there's no time like the now. It's not too late. Like, you might think like, oh, I've been eating junk food or I've been not being healthy, like I'm too far gone. But you can always reverse what you've done before. Your body will naturally push all the toxins and the bad things out and make room for the good things. So like, don't think that you can't reverse it. Even if it doesn't matter what your age is, it doesn't matter what your lifestyle has been. Like, if you're like, oh, I was drinking and carrying on and I'm too far gone, you're not too far gone. You can always reverse it. Like, take the time to research what your body needs and then start. It's not too late to start now. And you'll see the results as you get older. It's just so helpful and so refreshing to not feel pain, to be as active at 60 something like Kukuwa, my mom, just because you've changed the things in your diet that you need to.
Amazing. Mama Kuks, what would be your words of advice?
My words of advice will be to literally, overall, listen to your body. Your body is your doctor. Your body is your best doctor. Your body never fails. It never lies. It tells you if there's a symptom, if there's an ache, whatever it is that's going on with your body, listen to it and make sure you handle what it is right away. Don't brush it off and say, oh, it felt a little funny here and a little pain here and a little weird, but it'll go away. No, take care of it. Usually, when something is wrong with your body, I'll take it for myself. The first thing I do is I detox my body because something is wrong, and therefore it's building out of whack. So I've got to detox my body. So learn how to detox your body. Juicing will detox your body. There are other methods of detoxing your body. Even hot water and apple cider vinegar and lemon will detox your body. But there are so many different ways of detoxing your body. But that's the first thing, because it will come out 3 ways. You know, you can eliminate that from your body. If that is still if your body is still then having pain, then you move on to the next holistic thing, is drinking maybe mixtures or reaching out to people like me. I will help you, teach you how, if you don't poop, or if you need to lose weight, or if you have an ache or pain, how to go about it holistically. So my advice to you is listen to your body. Do not wait till it's too late, because your body will always tell you the truth.
Excellent advice. I agree 100%. 100%. So we really, really, really thank you both for sharing that. I know that people are going through it. I know that they know people that are going through it. And this is just, you know, amazing advice that they need to figure out how to heal them and their loved ones holistically. So thank you both so much. Thank you all again for joining the Kuwa Fitness and Lifestyle Podcast. We will talk to you all again, and God bless you.